Hey everyone, Scott from Liongard here, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about security incidents. So late last week, we saw a big security incident with the Kaseya RMM, Kaseya VSA, and that gets you wondering, what can Liongard do to help you understand what data you have when a security incident occurs? And in that thought process, I could think of a number of areas that we can actually help with the Kaseya VSA piece. This includes looking at your user accounts from Active Directory, Kaseya VSA itself, or even your independent Windows servers. Looking at software changes, processes, or even some daily traffic with some of the known IP addresses that are being used as command and control servers. So there's multiple ways that Liongard can help, both before and reactively after, to help you understand who and what has been affected, and if other backdoors may have been opened. So let me show you real quick what I mean. So here you can see the Liongard portal, and I'm going to come into my reports, and I just created this brand new Kaseya VSA breach report. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to create a report off of here, and I'm going to call it just today, July 6, 2021, generate. So now you can see I have a report run, and what it's going to show me here is my Kaseya VSA. So here's all of my active users that I have within VSA. So it shows me all those users. So this is a great thing to start with, and checking to see if any users were added to that VSA list, making sure that you have a good inventory and you know who should have access to your VSA. The next thing that I dig into is my Windows servers. I'm looking at software applications, my users, and what list of processes are currently ongoing. There are a number of processes that may be running on a local system that may show signs that a breach has occurred. Within Active Directory, again, looking at that list of enabled users. If you have a large environment, you may want to summarize this list down to just privileged users. But for small environments or your typical size, you probably are okay just reviewing that list of enabled users and making sure you disable ones that aren't needed. And finally, with the Cisco Meraki inspector, we have the capability of viewing the command and control attackers via the top 100 report that's produced by Cisco Meraki. So that's a quick look at the report, but how can you ensure that your data is current as you're bringing your environments back online? Well, what I want to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to Contoso Nation. And within the Contoso Nation, or the environment dashboard, you have this environment admin section. So if I go over environment admin and inspectors, in here, it's going to give me that list of all of my active inspectors for this entire environment. What I can do is choose this checkbox here, select all 25 of my active inspectors, and tell it to run all of the inspectors. What that's going to do is that's going to trigger the schedule so that each one of these inspectors will begin the process of running. You want to give it probably 5 to 10 minutes. Give it time depending on the amount of inspectors that you have that you want to run, but give it 5 to 10 minutes and you should have now a current data print for each one of these inspectors. Now, if I dig in and I go into, say, the Windows Server Inspector, let me find that one real quick, endpoints, Windows, so here I'm going to go to my Windows Server. So the areas that I'm looking at users, and this is local users or an Active Directory. I'm going to look at software changes, so I can review this software list of what is installed, including that install date. So using the show filter options, I can come in here and I can say 2021 0703 to see what applications were installed on the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, or even today. The next thing that I want to look at, obviously reviewing your scheduled tasks. Make sure there's no new scheduled tasks or scheduled tasks that you're not aware of. But services and processes are probably the next two. Making sure you don't have any services that are running or any processes that are running that you're not aware of. In this case here, Google Chrome has a lot of instances running, it appears like. The next one that I want to switch over to is the Kaseya VSA. So if I switch gears and go over to Kaseya VSA, really the big thing inside Contoso Nation is it's going to show you assets, agents. There's not a whole lot here at your customer level. But if I come back to the Lion and I go over to Systems and I go into Kaseya VSA and I choose your parent level of Kaseya is going to give you that list of all of your users, email, username, when it was created, and disabled. So again, using the sort functionality, I can now sort that and tell you exactly the last user was created 11/9/2019. So it gives you a lot of capability here in monitoring those users. Now if I go back over to Contoso Nation, and this time I'm going to dig into Active Directory. That should be under Apps and Services. That's Azure Active Directory, Sophos. Let's just do a quick search here. Active Directory. So inside Active Directory, same thing. I can come in here, quickly see my enterprise, my domain, my administrator accounts. Make sure that the people that have access here should, including this Tony Stark employee, but you can do a deeper dive in users and also into your group policies to make sure no new group policies have been created. The last one that I want to show, also inside Contoso Nation, is the Cisco Meraki. So if you are running Cisco Meraki, let's do it this way, Cisco Meraki, and Contoso Nations for the Cisco Meraki. So if you are running the Cisco Meraki devices and inspector, you have this daily traffic top 100. So again, if you just ran all inspectors, it's going to give you that daily traffic, which goes back 24 hours. But here, I can quickly see what IP addresses are being used, and I could type in one of the IP addresses of the known breaches to see if that IP address shows. But again, that is pre-built and it can be in one of those reports. The metrics that I created, I will post into the Slack users group. So if you come into the Liongard Slack community right here from the support, you'll be able to go in there and see the metrics that were created to help me build the reports that you saw in the Kaseya VSA breach report. The last thing that I want to show you is inside our metrics. And if I come in here and do created by Scott Davis, and I go to, say, this Cisco Meraki Kaseya command and control attacker IPs, say, for example, I wanted to track that ongoing in the change management timeline, all I would have to do is trigger this checkbox here to on. Same thing, Kaseya VSA active users list. When I create that metric there, users is disabled false, admin name, all I have to do is trigger that to on or off. Again, I'm going to post what these metrics are, post them into our Slack users group so that you can quickly create your own and check your own Kaseya VSA environments. That's what I have for you today. If you do have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, scott.davis@liongard.com, or please reach out to your account manager. Thank you.